is stretch run time in WCC women's basketball, which means stakes are high, outcomes are key. We're at the Chiles Center in Portland, Oregon, where tonight the Pilots will host Pepperdine, looking for the season sweep. Good evening, everybody. Ann Scott's joined by my broadcast partner, good friend, that's Jennifer Mountain, former standout at Gonzaga in the WCC coaching ranks as well. Let's talk about this Pilot Club. You know, Haley Andrews blows out the knee a couple of weeks ago against Gonzaga. Then the Pilots have to go on the road. You wonder how they're going to do without their heart and soul. And they sweep.
Yeah, huge statement weekend. Anytime you lose a player of that caliber, you want to know how your team's going to respond, and they did in a huge way, playing really, really well. It's like the next person up, and right now they're playing with great flow, great confidence, and another great weekend, a great opportunity ahead.
Pepperdine a little banged up as well, which puts the spotlight on Marley Walls. The transfer from Bucknell has been absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, she's their enforcer at the point guard position. She's strong. She controls the tempo, makes great decisions by breaking the defensive down and getting into the paint. She has become a huge scoring threat in the conference play, scoring almost 14 a game. They really need her to get going early in this game to pull one out on the road.
All right, so Marley's important, but as a team, what does Pepperdine have to do to get away with the win?
Really important, number one, they have to handle the pressure. They're going to get pressed this entire game, and then composure in the half court, spacing on offense and getting quality looks, and then the biggest thing is going to be defensive matchups for them. It's going to be kind of a chess game. They've got to do a good job of guarding the ball.
Over to the Pilots. Let's talk about Alex Fowler. Never disappoints. Reigning WCC Player of the Week. She's something else.
She really is. Leading the conference in scoring and field goal percentage on the season. She has emerged as one of the nation's premier post players. She can score from all three levels and dishes out a league's 7th best assist from your post player, which is huge. She can do it all, and she's continued to be solid every game out, despite having a target as one of the best players by every opponent coming in. She's got to find a way again to have another quality game.
All right, if you're the Pilots, you want to keep this hot streak going. What do you got to do?
Well, number one, you got to contain Walls. You got to keep her out of the paint. And then rotations on the press have got to be there. They've done a really nice job of not overcommitting and turning the ball over. Continue to share the basketball. They have a great flow offense. Got to knock down some offensive shots, and then rebounding will be huge.
All right, we're set. We're ready to go on the bluff. The Pilots and Waves coming at you. You know, Portland has dominated this series as of late and would love to keep that trend going. Lineups, opening tip coming up next from the Chiles Center.
Enjoy all.
We are in the City of Roses, specifically at the Chiles Center on the campus of the University of Portland, where tonight the Portland Pilots will host Pepperdine in a key WCC women's basketball game. Glad to have you with us. Pepperdine coming in at 7-12, 2-7 in conference play, while the Portland Pilots at 14-6, 8-1 in conference play. Looking at the lineups right here, J-Mo, let's start with the visiting Waves. Jane Waba is a player that we know very, very well, and she is a good one.
She is averaging almost 10 and 5 a game, super athletic. Really going to be a huge key tonight, especially with Stedman out. Got to be a big factor on the offensive end for the Waves.
All right, on the other side of the ledger with the Pilots, who you keying on?
Emmy Shearer, man, she has been solid from the three-point line. She's shooting almost 46%, and that's exactly what these Pilots needed coming into this last conference play, you know, going into the second round here. She'll be a big factor offensively as well.
You know, I got to ask you, too, about Mikkel Meek getting that starting nod at the point guard position with Haley Andrews out for the rest of the year, having blown out her ACL against Gonzaga mid-January.
Well, a huge, addition. She's been super solid over the last 3 weeks, been in their rotation, so she knows the role. She's done a good job, especially last week, of stepping in and just being solid. And that's all they need from her. Run the show, hit the open shot, and take care of the basketball.
It's just so great for the Pilots to finally be back at home. You know, they lose to Gonzaga after losing Haley Andrews to that knee injury late in that ball game. She was having a career night, if you will.
Yeah.
But then they go on the road, as you mentioned, in the Open and win 2 critical games, absolutely crucial for this Portland Pilot bunch as they stay in the WCC race at 8-1 in conference play. As we mentioned, 14-6 overall. This is a great time before tip to bring in Brenna Green, the 3rd member of our broadcast team. Brenna, what do you got?
We are officially on a record watch for UP's Alex Fowler. She is 36 points away from breaking the school's all-time D1 scoring record. She's averaging 18 points per game, so it's totally feasible that she could break that record during this 2-game homestand this week. And talking to head coach Mike Meek, he said what's remarkable is how Alex has gotten close to this record. She's such a selfless player, and normally selfless players just aren't breaking scoring records. He also had to say this about her career, quote, "It's not normal for her not to have a good game. It's normally good, great, or awesome." I love that. Back to you guys.
Oh, man. Brenna, thank you. I love that, too, when Mike said that to all of us in the call. I'm so glad you brought that up. Are you going to be good, great, or awesome tonight, Alex? And usually it's awesome. We are underway.
Well, I'd take one of her good, great, or awesomes any day if I was a coach.
Pilots in their home whites with the purple trim. Pepperdine, orange with the blue trim. Obima looking for some help. 10 on the shot clock.
Well, we talked about getting quality possessions. Great job on the offensive boards right there. Good kick out.
Obima gives this Pepperdine bunch new life. Back rim and off is Waba. And again, yeah.
Well, if you're the Pilots, you've got to do a better job of keeping her off the boards, putting a body on her early. You know, when you're in a zone situation and you're matched up, it's going to be different people. They've got to be physical.
Look inside. 6 on the shot clock. Extra pass goes to Friend. And all those offensive caroms result in the 3-pointer.
Well, absolutely. Great job by Pepperdine in that opening possession. Great job on the boards. Kick out 3. And, you know, if you're giving up offensive boards and that many tries, you're going to be in trouble.
Kind of a busted play. Nothing busted about that. And there's Fowler on cue. WCC Player of the Week.
Well, she's so versatile. Right there, you see her, you know, taking somebody off the bounce, one dribble from the high post, and really, really hard matchup for opponents.
Fowler coming off that 20-point game against Pacific. Wild shot at the rim as Walls. Let's see if that ball's off Pepperdine. Yep, off a Friend, and it'll be Pepperdine's ball. You know, should mention that Allie Stedman, the sophomore guard, last year WCC all-freshman team, hasn't played since January 5th with that knee injury, and they're really missing her.
They really are, and we thought we might see some maybe limited minutes from her this evening, but, you know, just being smart, don't want to bring, you know, one of your better players back too early, but they certainly miss her on the offensive end.
Here's Fowler. Kaitu'u looking for the footwork. Good D inside, really good D by Amosa.
Amosa doing just a great job of bodying up, but you're right. I mean, contested shot. That ball's got to get kicked out and swung.
3-2, Pepperdine with the early lead. We're in the first quarter here at the Chiles Center. Here's Walls, transfer out of Bucknell. 3 on the shot clock. Walls runs into her own teammate. She's got to put it up. Not there. More offensive rebounding by Pepperdine. Can't get it home. And into the hands of Meek.
Well, again, another offensive board. Really hurting the Pilots. They've got to do a better job on the defensive end. Nice job in transition. Vernon misses the 3.
Pepperdine on the move. Waba. Good stick, good finish.
Waba just so athletic. can create. She thought about shooting that three. Much better job of getting to the paint.
Waba averages about 10 points a game, really hits those offensive rebounds. And without Stedman, who gives you 15, it's the Wabas, it's the Wallses that are really going to have to step up.
Yeah, when you have a situation like that, you don't need somebody to go off for 30, but you need multiple people to get, 4 to 6 points more. Collective effort.
Friend with the foul, her first, team's first. Kaitu'u flags down the poke check. Spinning, wants to get the footwork going, and does.
Well, great job of coming back to the right side on the pivot. Kaitu'u, I think she had it right from the beginning, just decided to come back. And Portland, a little stagnant offensively. They need to get some ball swings.
Walls hawked by Meek. 5-4, Pepperdine with the early lead. Look at the strong move inside. Obima just not quitting on the play. Man, they're just hammering the boards on the offensive end.
Well, Obima just doing a terrific job. Pepperdine's got 5 offensive boards already in this quarter. First 4 minutes of the game.
That's just good Pepperdine defense right there. And Amosa again playing the good D, drawing the charge.
Well, you love the effort on both ends of the floor by Pepperdine. They've come to play. You talk about a team that's kind of coming into their own. Different people stepping up, different roles. Coach talked about their identity this week, just playing super hard as a group.
That victory over LMU snaps a 7-game skid against their arch rival as Frawley checks in for Portland. And let's talk about the coaching situation at Pepperdine.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Brian Rosario is standing in for Kristen Dowling, who's out with some personal reasons. We wish her well and hope to see her back soon, but right now, really collectively working together as getting this group going in their 4th year together as a staff. And
wow, Obima
really
and one. The strength of Obima, the transfer out of TCU, she has been all over that low block area.
And nobody able to stop her whatsoever when she's all of a sudden decided to go to the rim.
Oof. So Kaitu'u picks up that foul, her first, team's second. Obima, again, the transfer from TCU, completes the 3-point play. And hey, how about it? Lucy Cochran on the floor for the first time since the Washington State game when she injured her foot, and that's got to feel like forever ago. December 7th. Welcome back, Lucy.
It feels like forever ago. You're absolutely right. And when you have that kind of a player, rim protector out, these Pilots are going to be welcoming her back defensively for sure.
Obima with that foul called against her, her first, team second. Cochran, ultimate rim protector, shot blocker. Oh, the Pilots have missed her, and she is back. Bruno on the floor as well for the Pilots. Ball into the hands of Walls, and she's just going to keep on it coming.
Pepperdine doing a nice job defensively of just taking the rhythm out for this Pilot team.
8-1 rebounding advantage for the Waves at this point. Obima again, so strong inside. And the ball will belong to the Pilots, but again, it's Pepperdine going after everything loose off the rim.
Yeah, and again, when you're in a matchup zone or in a zone situation, a lot of times you don't have a specific person, you got to go find somebody. And right now, Portland really struggle on the glass.
10-4, Waves with the lead. They've come out strong and inspired.
Yeah, playing with a ton of energy. Nice in and out by Fowler.
That's really good defense inside by Obima. They're letting him play. I like it. Fowler with the initial good move, but Obima stood home and stood her ground.
Yeah, especially, right before this possession, she picked up a foul. There's Cochran on the boards right there.
Friend jacks it up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Waba just crashes into Fowler, kind of face guarding in. Obviously, Waba picking up that foul, her first, team's third.
We have a media timeout on the floor.
Boy, and if you're a Pilot fan, you see a superstar go down and your breath just, oh, baby. Fowler's okay, but right now the Pilots trail by 6. Welcome back to the Chiles Center. Pepperdine leading Portland 10-4. Great to see Lucy Cochran back on the floor. Brenna, it's been a long time coming, and yay, she's back.
Thank goodness. I talked to Lucy before the game, and she said she really didn't think she was that hurt during the WSU game. She sincerely just thought she needed to rest her foot a little bit. However, x-rays revealed a stress fracture. Being out for this nearly 2-month stretch, Lucy described as challenging and a long wait. However, she got through a few sessions earlier this week and felt good. That's when she knew she was good to go. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Brenna. So Cochran back on the floor. Kelsey Lindsay checking in during that dead ball and quickly hits a triple for the Pilots. Boy, Portland needed that, so 10-7. Pepperdine still with the lead.
Yeah, huge shot coming in off the bench. Ended a 2-minute, 15-second drought for the Pilots, and if you're the Pilots fan right now, you want to see them get going offensively.
Teresa Grace and Banifo on the floor for Pepperdine. She finally got back into the lineup last game after missing a bunch of games with a knee injury as well. So Pepperdine trying to get well. Over and back, bodies flying. Mike Meek thought the ball was tipped and that it was a live ball, and Kelsey with every right to dive for it.
Yeah, and they're going to call it. It was tipped.
Yep.
And both teams really kind of back and forth with scoring droughts, just a little bit over 2 minutes. Now for Pepperdine, who started really hot, and again doing a terrific job on the boards.
So Cochran will sit. She played about 2 minutes, J-Mo.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see in and out with her just to kind of get her going.
One on the shot clock. Fowler's got to put it up. Rimming out. Frawley, offensive board, and gets her home.
And that's what Keely Frawley does right there for you. Motor, man. She comes in and makes things happen. Great offensive board.
She was terrific in that victory over Pacific the other night. Frawley with the 10 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, a couple of triples. Boy, they need that in Haley Andrews' absence.
Well, that's where, I'm talking about by committee.
Yeah.
You get a player like that that steps in and has a bigger game. That's exactly what you need. And there's a turnover right there. Shear with the steal.
No finish there. Pilots trying to take their first lead of the game. Pepperdine would have none of it. Here's Walls. They've contained her well so far. KK Brody on the floor for Pepperdine. Both clubs using their benches. KK Mbanifo, and now from the outside, it'll be Pepperdine. Waba elevates, back rim and off, another offensive rebound. Wow, Jane gets it home. Offensive rebounds killing Portland right now.
Oh, you're absolutely right. 7 offensive boards right now for the Waves, and 7 second chance points. I mean, right there, that's the huge difference in the game.
And that ends a 3.5-minute drought. Bruno hits the ground hard as she's fouled.
You know, talking with Coach Meek this week, he was talking about all the flow that they've had offensively. I really feel like this first quarter right now, they're just not getting ball touches like they were in the past 2 weeks.
Kaituu back in, Fowler will take a seat. Brumfield, who had checked in for Pepperdine, picks up that foul, her first, team's fourth. 2:06 left to go in this first quarter. Pepperdine leading from the get-go.
Well, and Obima, in my opinion, really set the tone for this Pepperdine club right from the get-go. Offensive glass, putbacks, just taking it to the rim. Very aggressive, and defensively made some big stops.
She's one of the best rebounders in the WCC and really showing that it doesn't matter what end of the floor. Obima's been fun to watch hammering those boards.
Yeah, super athletic.
Yep. Bruno, oops. We're gonna play on, misses them both. Still 12-9, Pepperdine. Bruno bringing a little heat, that's what she does.
Yeah, so versatile in the guard spot.
Obima, so strong. What a game Obima is having. 7 points now, 5 boards. She's over her seasonal average of 5 points and 6.5 boards. She's nearing that.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a strong move to the rim.
I guess. Shear. Nothing dropping right now for this Pilot Club. Great hustle play by Bruno. Great hustle play by Bruno, and Portland retains possession.
Yeah, that's all about just MJ getting after it, getting on the floor, 50-50 ball, making things happen.
Burnham and Meek back in the Pilot lineup with 1:23 left to go in the first quarter. Low scoring quarter for the Portland Pilots.
Well, they haven't scored in just over 2 minutes.
Waba may be picking up her second foul, and that is
that's
big. So Waba, she's only fouled out the one time, but she's going to have to be really smart.
And I think they're going to sub for her right here. That's a big foul right there, picking up her second.
Yeah.
So athletic.
There's a look at Friend. She'll toe the line. And here's Burnham.
And Pilot struggling from the free throw line.
Well, I guess so far.
0 of 3.
So Burnham gets 1 of 2, 14-10. Well done by Wallace to break. The little press. Almost loses it though. Plenty of time as she goes inside.
Good pass.
Great pass. The cut was there. Amosa mopping up, but that is all Obima.
Oh, you're right. Double team, triple team. Found the open player down low. And Portland tried to do something to get it out of her hands, and she did a great job.
3 straight scores for Pepperdine. And Burnham with the answer.
Well, you'd like to see Maisie get going a little bit. She has not produced in the point category like she was, and there's going to be a quick foul on Shear.
So Walls goes flying. Shear with her first, team's third. Walls again, you know, mostly a distributor and defender when she was at Bucknell, and boy, enjoying a career year scoring wise. Turnover, and here comes Portland. Shot clock off, game clock at 20 right now. Here we go. Meek hawked on the outside. 10 now for Shear, waving everybody off. Portland's got to get something going. They're going awfully late into this one.
Good kick.
Meek loves the 3, and that is huge at the buzzer. And that's Emmy Shear bringing all the defenders in, and Meek going to that short corner.
You're absolutely right. Help side came to stop her in the paint. Shear finds Meek wide open from the three-point line, and a great fill.
Meek is a really solid three-point shooter, and the confidence on that stroke, she just didn't hesitate. So 16-15, Pepperdine had a couple of 6-point leads. Look at Meek beating the buzzer. 1-point lead for Pepperdine going into the second. Start of the second quarter moments away. 16-15 Pepperdine with the lead, but it was Mikkel Meek's buzzer-beating three to end the first quarter that has Portland feeling a little bit better about itself. Brenna Green, third member of our broadcast crew, has a little more on Mikkel Meek.
Yeah, Mikkel Meek is the daughter of head coach Mike Meek, and she's getting that starting nod at point guard with Haley Andrews out. Now, you may think that having his daughter starting for him would be something that Mike has dreamed of, but he's a lot more measured than that. He told me from the get-go he's really just tried to have her be another player on the team, and the father-daughter component doesn't factor in a lot for him. He added Mikkel has worked hard for this opportunity, and the thing that matters is her starting is what gives his team the opportunity to be the best version of themselves. Back to you guys.
You know, it's so interesting, Brenna, thank you. And J-Mo, when you, get the father-daughter combination, coach-player, that's an interesting dynamic.
It really is, and, he's coached her since she was really young and at all different levels, obviously, and, he talked about just her being able to have that great experience, and I really saw kind of a shift in her game in probably the last 3 to 4 weeks. She's healthy, number one. She kind of fought some injuries last year, but she's just being solid, making, the outside shot, just like she did at the end of the quarter there. And that's exactly what they need from her, and just playing her role to a T. Great find.
Kaitu hesitated for a second and let Obima get back defensively.
I'll tell you, Obima is having herself a game. I am really impressed on both ends of the floor.
7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Obima having herself a half. Man. Dumps it. And Bonifo with 4 on the shot clock. Nothing there for Amosa.
Well, Portland with the adjustment, and that's just pushing it too much right there. Fortunate that they did not turn that over.
Yeah, that's just unlucky for Pepperdine.
Yeah.
And the Pilots, who have trailed from the get-go, have a chance to grab their first lead of the game. Brody checking back in for Pepperdine. Obima will have a seat. She has been fabulous. Another turnover for the Pilots, so can't stand their own good fortune, so it'll be Pepperdine with the ball, with the lead. We're early in the second quarter here at the Chiles Center. The Pilots have won 7 of the last 8 games against Pepperdine, including earlier this year by 10 in Malibu. Burnham picks up her second.
Well, there's that hot stove touch that you just can't have on the ball handler.
So Burnham will sit Frawley back on the floor. High scoring game when these two teams met back at the end, literally the last day of December. 86-76. Low scoring affair here. Brody blocked. Shearer got all of that one.
Good defense by Shear right there. And right now, Portland is getting stuck behind in the paint.
Inbound, knocked away. On the fly, Shear, Frawley, and finishes.
Great transition bucket from Frawley off the turnover. That's the 4th turnover for the Waves.
Pilots with their first lead of the game, 17-16. 8 minutes to go in this second quarter. And there's the reach right there. Shear, if I'm not mistaken, that's her second.
Nice job on the block there, coming over and making a great defensive play.
Bruno and Cochran back on the floor. Cochran back after a lengthy on the bench regimen since December 7th against Washington State. Played in that game, foot injury. We are going to wave that basket off. The travel. Up, we're going to have a foul going the other way. Offensive. Wow. Wow.
I'm not sure about that one.
So Walls picks up her first, team second. It looked like an and one.
It sure did. I think they got her lowering her shoulder. Good cut by Frawley. Missed her.
Fowler, good D inside by Mbanafo, but the foul is going to go against Pepperdine all the same, and Teresa Grace picks up her first, team's third.
Well, credit Pepperdine. Every time Fowler touches the ball, they've got people coming at her. Did a nice job right there of just catching and going straight to the rim, not allowing that double team to get there, and picks up the chance to go to the free throw line.
Fowler hits a couple. The lead is now 3 for the Pilots. Alex coming into this game needing 36 points to become Portland's career leader in points in the D1 era. She's got 4 right now. Boy, carving through the defense as Walls in the finish.
She's got a nice handle. Nice little pull up in the paint.
Walls gives you 12 points. Nearly 5 assists, leads the club in steals. And we're gonna go the other way. So that's Bruno with the foul. Her first, team's third.
A lot of whistles. There's just not a lot of rhythm back and forth here.
You're reading my mind, partner. Physical game, to be sure.
Yep.
But a lot of whistles. Early on, we didn't hear a lot of tweets. We're hearing them now. Banifo really wanted that ball in the mismatch. And the travel's going to go against Pepperdine.
Well, both teams, again, trying to get into some type of flow.
Not the, there's not just a lot of, to your point, a lot of rhythm and flow. Not real clean at this point. Fowler, great footwork and the finish. Man, when she gets you down low like that, you can forget about it.
Oh, great step through. She's got 6 points on the night.
If she gets going, she is going to be a load for Pepperdine.
Yep.
21-18, Portland with the lead, 6:28 left to go. Nearly a turnover. Just messy stuff for the Waves right now. 7 on the shot clock. Amosa looking for that baseline. And another turnover against Pepperdine.
7th turnover of the game. And again, just not a lot of offensive flow. They got their 2 weapons coming back in the game.
Yeah, at some point, you gotta say to Obima, you're back in there. And even though Waba is playing with the 2 fouls, you got to have her on the floor, those 2 with Walls.
Well, they're just completely different ball club with those 2 on the floor. Just athletically can get to the rim.
Lindsay returns for the Pilots. You know, and as sloppy as it's been the last few possessions for Pepperdine, they only trail by 3.
Exactly. I mean, we're in a close, tight, dogfight back and forth. I mean, Obima leads all players right now, 7 points, 6 assists.
6 boards.
6 boards, excuse me. Good hustle.
It'll be interesting to see if Pepperdine can get Mbanafo into a flow. The transfer out of Cornell, who gives you 13 points, leads the club in 6 boards. And again, no Allie Steadman.
Yeah.
So Mbanafo, who's been struggling with the knee injury, had the 12 points when she returned against LMU last weekend. She's got to do that again tonight.
Well, I just think they got to get her the basketball in a good spot to score.
Lindsay, triple. Obima skying. She gets hammered. So Bruno picks up her second, team's 4th. And Obima is doing a great job in single coverage on Fowler.
She really is. I mean, athletically, size-wise, strength-wise, she's right there with Fowler. And doing a nice job, as you said, defensively.
Three-point Pilot lead. Traveling violation against Pepperdine, and they just keep giving Portland chances to increase the lead.
Yeah, I mean, just a little hop there before she went, but their 8th turnover in the half.
They average, do the Waves, 18 turnovers a game. They've got to clean some stuff up. They're lucky they're not down by 10.
Well, this is smart because Obima's got the 2 fouls. She can't pick up the 3rd. Good job by Fowler, just taking her off the bounce.
So there was a correction. Obima only has the 1 foul.
Good double team by Lindsay from the opposite side.
Quick hands. Here's Bruno running the floor. Fowler throws it right into the hands of Pepperdine. And Walls with the sticky mitts, and here she comes.
Oh, great crossover.
Wow.
Great crossover and nice little mid-range pull-up.
So Pepperdine proves that when they can handle the ball and not turn it over, they can not only end the drought, but score a little too. The lead is 3 for Portland, 4:20 left to go in this second quarter. Backdoor cut. Boy, that's a dandy, and Fowler finds her friend Bruno.
Good cut, but that's Alex Fowler right there on the read, and a nice finish by Bruno.
Fowler is just such a multi-dimensional player. We always hang our hat on points, but what she does to distribute, to rebound, to just run the traps, as they say. So another Pepperdine turnover. A lot of unforced errors on the Waves. Oh, we're going to stay right there with Pepperdine. That ball was off the Pilots. Backdoor cut. Beautifully done. Bruno has the layup. And you see she was all by herself. Portland by 5. by 6 a couple of times in that first quarter, but now lead by 5 over the visiting Pepperdine Waves with 4 minutes to go left in the second quarter. Alex Fowler starting to heat up a little bit, and better rebounding on the defensive end by the Pilots.
Well, absolutely. You know, in that first quarter, they had 12 rebounds, Pepperdine did. In this quarter, only 2. The other thing is you look at, you know, the scoring right now, 10-4 in this category, or in this quarter, and the turnovers have been the biggest difference. 9 turnovers, 6 in this quarter for 11 points for Portland.
Pilots playing better defense, taking care of the boards a little bit better. Nicely run, and that low, Obima continues to have herself a night. She's got 9 points. Season high is 12, career high is 19.
I'm actually really shocked at those numbers, the way she's playing tonight.
Nine on the shot clock for Lindsay. Takes the pick, and Fowler's wide open. Extra pass, Bruno, triple. Yeah!
Well, that's a great job of sharing the basketball, making the extra pass. Started off with Lindsay.
5 points now for Bruno over her seasonal average of 3.5.
Both teams 3 for 3 from the field. Good take.
Oh, Jane. Wow, she'll go to the line, and she was flat on her back when she just got hammered. Follows her own miss. She'll go to the free throw line.
Well, a good take, but an even better offensive board right there. Again, you see her athleticism, ability to create and get to the rim.
Kaituu with her second. A bunch of Portland Pilots saddled with 2 fouls, and Kaituu, one of them, 5th team foul. So here's Waba, a 64% free throw shooter. Emily Sewell checking into the Pilot lineup. Freshman out of Australia, and today's Australia Day. 7 Aussies on the UP roster, and 19 Australians represented in the WCC in 6 of the clubs in our conference.
It's a hotbed over there.
Man, you recruit, you go to Australia, you get some of the greats.
You sure do. Oh, we got a free throw violation.
We have a late violation on the Pilots.
They got Lindsay for that, so Waba will try it again. 5'10" junior out of California.
Well, I tell you, Pepperdine just really aggressive to the rim on the boards.
Fowler tees up the 3 and cans it. She expands her range and just makes her even better.
11 points. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's something that she's worked on and is really, I think, gaining a lot of confidence in this last 3 to 4 weeks. Good duck in.
So Sewell commits that foul as Obima got the inside. You know, she just camps out where that strength is. It's impossible. If you don't push her off or do your early work, you're in trouble.
Yeah, if she gets in that restricted circle and you're on her back, you're in big trouble.
Lefty rims out. First free throw miss of the night. 57% free throw shooter. Gets 1 of 2.
Returning for the Pilots, number 1, Nakel Meek.
Meek back on the floor as Obima hits double figures for the 3rd time this season. Really keeping Pepperdine in it. Walls has been pretty quiet in the scoring department.
Yeah, she's had a couple little pull-ups, but really Portland doing a nice job of making her get rid of it.
Fowler triple again. WCC Player of the Week. She wants more.
Well, 3 possessions in a row where Portland has hit a 3 by penetrating and kicking or making the extra pass. 5 of 9 from the 3-point line. Good double team by Fowler. They get the steal.
Pick off. Meek hesitates, wide open Frawley, and I mean wide open. Nothing there. That would have brought down the house. The lead is still 10, though, for the Pilots. Fowler has come alive.
Pilot fouls number 32, Kelsey Lindsay, her first.
Lindsay with her first. More free throws for Pepperdine.
At the line for the Waves, number 12, Marley Walls, shooting 2.
Fowler had 2 points in the first quarter, 2. And she has taken off now with 14. You know, her seasonal average is just at 18. And you just put such a load on this kid, especially with Haley Andrews gone.
Well, she kind of inherited that role last year, so it's something that she's used to. And like we talked about in the Open, I mean, she's a focus for every team, and she just
Come
hit
on.
another one.
Fowler with another triple. Her career high in triples, 4. And Portland has been hot, especially Fowler.
Well, 3 of 5 from the three-point line.
Wow.
All I would say in the last 3 minutes, really.
She has just been on a tear. Look at Lindsay coming in. Another turnover. Scrum for the ball. Possession arrow favoring Pepperdine. You see the frustration of Obima because the Pilots with the quick hands going for everything, J-Mo.
Well, they're making it extremely hard for her now to get to the rim as she was doing in that first quarter. Good adjustment by the Pilots. And right now, Pepperdine has not scored a field goal in 3 minutes.
Just way too many turnovers for this Pepperdine bunch. No Allie Steadman. Leads this club with 15 points a game. She's missing yet another contest with that lingering knee issue.
Well, and you're right. I mean, you talk about turnovers. That's the 11th turnover in this quarter.
Wow. Frustrating.
Excuse me, 7th
Okay.
turnover in this quarter. 11th of the game.
Well, that's still too many.
Yep.
Under 45 to go. Meek a little short on that shot. Good board by Walls. She has been rebounding, has Marley, just not scoring at this point. Spin move, man, that's sweet.
That was a nice take to the rim.
In game 1, Walls had 20 points, 6 boards, and 6 assists. She just took things over for Pepperdine. Maybe she can get things going. Shot clock off, game clock at 10. Meek hesitates, looking for a cutter. Lindsay blocked. Lindsay throws it away.
Good defense on that possession by Pepperdine. Good communication and a great block.
So a couple of 6-point leads for Pepperdine in the first quarter, long gone, as Portland with the dominant second frame, leading Pepperdine 37-28. Impressive second frame for the Pilots.
Absolutely, and it was led by their defense, creating turnovers that led it either into transition buckets and then did a great job of sharing the basketball, executing, and then hitting big shots. Alex Fowler, tremendous in that second quarter.
2 points for Fowler in the first quarter, 15 in the second quarter, and all of those triples. Fabulous second quarter for Alex and the Pilots. And standing by, Brenna Green with Pilot head coach Mike Meek. Brenna?
Let's mention it. What a second quarter by Alex Fowler. 15 of her 17 points in that frame. What is it like for you watching from the sidelines when she comes alive like that?
You know, I just think I'm just proud of the way she's worked on her game, perimeter skills, her three-point shooting, and I'm glad it's just taken off more right now. She's doing a great job. So, and you know, our team is doing a great job finding her too.
Absolutely. It's not just your offense that came alive in that second quarter, your defense as well, forcing 7 Pepperdine turnovers. Was there anything you changed defensively going into that second quarter that made that possible?
You know, I felt like the team did a better job just recognize the times they could go double, and simply we did a way better job in rebounding. I mean, they really hurt us early in rebounding, and, you know, they're a great team. We're going to have to come ready to rebound this half, too.
Thanks so much, Coach Meek. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Brenna. Thanks, Mike. All right, impressive second quarter for the Portland Pilots, leading to a 37-28 halftime lead. Pepperdine's going to have to take care of the ball, and somebody's going to have to get hot for the Waves. Right now, it's all Alex Fowler. 17 points, 15 of those coming in the second quarter. Pilots with the lead.
This is Maria. Maria banks with CCCU. She has a first-time homebuyer savings account and a dog named Dave. She plays pickup soccer. She's about to get a mortgage and loves listening to music. She's just the kind of member that can take advantage of everything CCCU has to offer.
And I just like what credit unions stand for.
From customer to customized. Bank locally, live simply. With CCCU.
What is our way? Our way is unrelenting, imposing as the mountaintops to our east, strong as the ocean to our west. Our way is forward, challenged by past achievement, expecting future success. Our way is committed, devoted, passionate. Our way fuels us to be different, to be inspired, to have faith in each other. What is our way? Our way is West.
Some people might call it a job. I call it a mission, helping people get back on their way. When you're a roadside technician for AAA, every day is different. We're always ready to be there for you when your call comes in. I love seeing that smile on a member's face when you get them rolling again. It makes you feel good. At the end of the day, it's all about helping people. That's what keeps me going.
Even when I was little, just growing up, I knew I wanted to play in college.
I've kind of always just wanted to go here, so I'd come out to the games and like sit in the stands and see them, and like I genuinely believed that I could be one of them.
Being on the court felt like nothing else mattered.
I just thought it was fun. I've always been not the most athletic, not the tallest, not the skinniest.
I know what it's like to feel like you can't do it, but you really can.
way to prove others wrong.
I find purpose in making the people who supported me proud.
Trust that all the hard work you've put in is going to pay off. Go out there and try to prove each and every person wrong that's ever doubted you.
Running a race is one of the most physically and mentally challenging things, but crossing that finish line, that feeling just can't be matched. Competing feels like I'm on top of the world.
All it takes is one conversation.
I'm just proud of their team performance.
All it takes is one opportunity to be successful.
Pick 10, they're in the championship round. Like, what can you tell me? I mean, what a celebration to have. Being in the stands as a little girl and now being on the court, being able to represent myself and the game and University of Portland.
I used to see myself as just a basketball player. Now I see myself as a role model.
Here's to the next gen.
Halftime continues here in the City of Roses. We're at the Child Center, campus of the University of Portland. Pilots leading Pepperdine 37-28 at the break. Big WCC women's contest for both clubs. Pilots trailing in that first quarter a couple of times, Jennifer Mountain, by 6 points, but then just took over in the second frame.
Well, I'll tell you, Alex Fowler took over in that second quarter. I mean, 15 points just was tremendous, and I really felt like their defense fueled their offense. They got in a better flow. They shared the basketball, and then were terrific from the three-point line, shooting 50% in that half.
Portland's defense forcing the 10 turnovers against by this Pepperdine bunch, and that really stopped the flow of the Waves. That was pretty good from the outset, and then Fowler got going. You mentioned the 15 points in the second quarter, 17 in all in 18 minutes of play, 3 triples. You just can't say enough about this kid.
I mean, just tremendous. Like you said, I mean, scoring in so many different ways, and you talked about their defense feeling everything, but she got it going, took a great job, went right to the rim, nice little step back, little up and under move. She's just so versatile. She can score inside out. Lindsay, again, doing a good job hitting her at the three-point line, and this is an area that she has gotten a lot better at and really shooting with a lot of confidence right now. And if you're Mike Meek, you're going to be really happy with that.
Fowler just continuing to show the range, too. She's worked really, really hard to get that three-point shot down.
Yeah, 3 of 5 in that first half. And like I said, a lot of it's confidence. Once you start getting a little confident, she's been working on this in the offseason, and the last month really is shooting it really well.
You better not go under those picks when Fowler tees it up. All right, numbers coming at you, J-Mo. Let's see what sticks out.
Well, you know, both teams actually shooting decent from the field. But right now, I think the turnovers were huge for Pepperdine in that first half. Rebounds, we talked about that. That first quarter, Pepperdine did a tremendous job of getting to the offensive glass, still leading by 8, but I thought there was quite a difference in that second quarter. And again, the 10 turnovers leading to 11 points for Portland in transition and easy buckets.
Pilots lead the conference in field goal percentage, and they were white hot from the floor in that second period especially.
And from the three-point line. I mean, you see it almost 54% from the field, but 50% from that three-point line.
You know, for about a year and a half, we talked about the Pilot shooting woes from beyond the arc, but man, they have really turned things around in this season, especially in conference play.
They really have. And the other stat when you're looking at this as you look at the bench points, and that's the depth that this Portland squad had. I mean, you had mentioned multiple players with 2 fouls, people coming in and contributing. That's going to be huge. And then points in the paint pretty even. We'll watch that through this second half.
So the Portland Pilots, after a dominant second quarter, posting the 37-28 lead over the visiting Pepperdine Waves. It'll be really interesting to see if the Waves can clean up in terms of those turnovers and get back into this thing. And will Fowler continue her hot hand? I don't know why not. Pilots leading at 37-28. Halftime almost over, third quarter on the way. Moments away from the start of the third quarter here at the Chiles Center. Portland leading Pepperdine 37-28. Brenna Green catching up with acting Pepperdine head coach Brian Rosario.
Yeah, I asked Brian about Portland's three-point shooting in particular. He said his team is over-helping right now on the three-point line, and that is what is making these threes so easy for the UP women to make, specifically noting Fowler having 3 threes is not ideal for his team. I did ask him what he liked about his team in the first half. He says they're competing, they're making adjustments when we ask them to. So we'll see if they can make more adjustments in this second half. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Brenna, thanks. The Waves are going to have to make some adjustments, to be sure, as the third quarter begins here at the Chiles Center. Fowler picks up the dribble. Fowler, another triple try, rim and out. That would have tied her career high. Wow. And that looked good from the second and left her hand.
You know, the thing that's different now is she's really looking for the three, which I would say probably a month and a half ago that was not something that was in her repertoire. So, you know, I like the fact that he talked about them competing, because they are really doing a good job of competing, especially that first quarter. Nice pass.
What a great pass by Walls. Easy pickings for Amosa, but that is all Marley Walls. She's so fun to watch.
She is in there. We talk about overhelp right there. That's exactly what the Pilots did, and she made them pay.
Walls with a really solid game. Remember, no Allie Stedman for Pepperdine, again dealing with that knee injury. She's missed a handful of games. Good board inside. Waba just yanks that down, and here comes Pepperdine.
Well, Waba just doing a really good job defensively on Burnham right there. Really tough contested shot. She needed to kick that one out.
Jane missed a bunch of the second quarter playing with the 2 fouls. See if she can stay on the floor. It's a 7-point lead for Pepperdine. Walls switching hands. Walls can't get up and over Kaituu. Ball is loose. Meek's gonna go up ahead to Burnham. She's gonna hesitate. Not there. Somehow, some way, Shear comes up with it, and the jump ball possession arrow favoring Pepperdine.
Well, great court vision by Mikkel Meek. Literally didn't even take a dribble. Found her player. Burnham not able to finish, but Shear almost getting that, a second opportunity for Portland.
Alex Fowler, leading scorer in WCC play with 17 points heading into this third quarter. She averages nearly 18. She is something else. Extra pass, Pepperdine. Can't get the 3 down. Fowler with the board. Up top, Burnham.
Good job by Fowler, just working down low against Waba.
She's so tough. She's got the height advantage. She knew it on the single coverage. And Fowler with another deuce.
Ooh.
So we're going to go the other way as Fowler plays the great D, coaxes the charge.
Pepperdine fouls on number 15, Becky Obima.
Obima picks up her second.
First team foul this quarter.
You can really see kind of out of this halftime where Portland really wants to pick the pace and go a little quicker.
Swinging it on the outside are the Pilots.
Good job by Shear, just backing her down. Coming back to her left hand, strong finish.
First points of the game for Shear. She's a double-figure scorer.
Yeah, just not too many opportunities thus far. Got herself in a little foul trouble. Good take to the rim.
Walls gets fouled. She will go to the free throw line. So Shear picks up her first team foul of the quarter for Portland.
Well, right on cue. Like we talked about, that first half, 2 fouls, had to sit out quite a bit.
Brumfield returns to the Pepperdine lineup. Frawley in for Portland. Rimming out is Walls, a really good free throw shooter. Leads this club in takes and makes from the free throw line. Well, transfer out of Bucknell.
If you're Pepperdine, you just cannot afford these scoring droughts. Again, a little bit over almost 2:15 with no field goals. If you want to get yourself back in the game, you just have got to give yourself possessions where you have production.
10-point deficit, and the travel's going to go against the Pilots. Kai-Tu couldn't believe it, but we'll head the other way.
5th turnover of the game for Portland. Actually pretty clean so far.
Pepperdine doesn't butter the bread with threes. This isn't a team that's going to load up on taking them and making them, but they've been really quiet from beyond the arc.
They really have it, and Portland's doing a nice job. Again, credit their defense, kind of playing personnel. Great job by, Kai-Tu's going to pick up a foul here.
That'll be her 3rd. Good inside position by Amosa.
Portland fouls on number 23, Liana Kai-Tu, her 3rd. Second team foul.
So 2nd team foul, but Kai-Tu does have the 3. She'll take a seat, and here comes Cochran again. Welcome back to the floor, Lucy Cochran. She hurt her foot against Washington State on December 7th, and this is the first game she has played since then. And again, no Haley Andrews. The dynamic Aussie guard, and we'll watch the foul right there.
That's easy call.
Yeah. Andrews blowing her knee out, same knee again against Gonzaga on January 14th. So as Cochran comes back into the lineup, Haley will watch from the bench.
Portland doing a good job of rub screens, getting that ball side, top side, getting a lot of people touches.
10 on the shot clock for Meek. Fowler wants it back, puts the ball on the deck. The flip to Meek. Flagging it down, going the other way. Amosa having a fine game. Obima wanted it. She still does. Single coverage with Fowler. There's the double. There's the double. Walls. Obima, lucky she didn't get an over the back call. Here comes Meek.
Yeah, good defense by Portland, making them kick that out off the double team.
Wow, just a big stick by Burnham. Really good 3-point shooter, and shows you why.
Big momentum shift right there again. Really struggling from the floor. They haven't scored in 3.5 minutes.
Just throwing that ball up there is, Obima thought she was going to get a foul called against Cochran. We'll play on. Basket didn't want that. Fowler on the run.
Oh, nice.
Lucy Cochran trying to get into the scoring column for the first time in a month of Sundays.
Fowler did a great job of finding her in transition. That's the thing. Cochran can run the floor. She's just going to have a hard time with limited minutes kind of getting into a flow offensively.
Walls does a really good job of just kind of creating contact and getting Fowler to pick up the foul. It's only her first, though. Team's 3rd.
Yeah, she does a great job of changing direction, getting into paint like I mentioned earlier, but just, again, Fowler doing a great job. Pepperdine with no field goals in 4.5 minutes.
Burnham, she had the 20 against Pacific. She's got the 3 right there. 44-32, Portland with the lead over Pepperdine. Jennifer Mountain, it hurts my heart to see Haley Andrews in street clothes.
It hurts my heart, too. Just so unfortunate. Such a great talent, and seeing her go down a week ago against Gonzaga, having one of the best games she's had of her career, 27 points that night.
What she has done for this Portland Pilot program cannot be quantified. 1,500 points, 550 assists, 500 rebounds, 150 steals, give or take. Two-time all-conference, second all-time in terms of assists on the UP charts. Man, all told, 1,547 points at UP. All those other categories just stuffing the stat sheets.
And just the type of kid she is. I mean,
Cochran with her first block since way back when, before the injuries against Washington State, and the drought continues for Pepperdine.
Yeah, just really struggling from the field. 0 of their last 7. Good job of Burnham posting up here, size advantage.
Yep, just flips it in. And now with 8 points is Burnham. Gives you 11 points a pop. This is a well-balanced Pilot club. Look at Walls. So the late whistle will put her at the line.
She's got a great crossover. Change of direction, gets into the paint so well. Good read there on the mid-range jumper. Gets herself to the free throw line.
Bruno picks up her third, team's fourth. So here's Walls, 5'7" grad student out of Kentucky, transfer out of Bucknell. She's got the NCAA tournament experience, does Marley.
She's really asserted herself out of the halftime, too. Just looking to score a little bit more, trying to push the pace and create.
So another lane violation on a free throw by the Pilots. That's the second time, right?
Yeah, second time. Coach Mig's not going to be happy with that.
So Walls will tee it up again and scores.
Yeah, that's just a mental error that you cannot have happen. Close games, comes down to a couple possessions. That kills you.
11 points now for Walls. 13th double-figure game of the season for her. Frawley, Cochran. Not there. Good block out collectively by Pepperdine, and here comes Walls. They want the ball in her hands. So strong. Rimming out, and Banifo.
They've had quite a few of those, just kind of in and out, up and down. Just not finishing right now.
3:15 left to go in the third. Lead is 12 for Portland.
I mean, Pepperdine, no field goals for 6 minutes.
That is incredible. That is beyond frigid. 4 on the shot clock. Cochran squaring up.
Oh, nice follow.
So there was a heck of a battle going on between Bruno and Brumfield. So Brumfield will get whistled for her third. Team's second. Meek back on the floor. Helena Friend back on to the court for Pepperdine. Fowler re-enters the Portland Pilot lineup.
Well, the thing that's amazing is, you know, it's only a 12-point game, and you haven't scored a field goal for 6 minutes. A lot of time left in this ball game if you're Pepperdine, and that's one way to do it, is to defensively get it going.
Heady play by Meek to knock it off the body of Waba. So it'll be Portland's ball with 14 on the shot clock. And the foul is going to go against Walls. Her second, team's third.
Lindsay did a good job of coming back to that ball on the inbounds. A little soft pass. Almost a turnover there for the Pepperdine Waves.
Bruno high off the glass and gets it home. And you see Friend on the floor grabbing an ankle.
You hate to see that. I don't know if it's an ankle or a knee.
Yeah, we won't even guess. Initially, she looked like she grabbed kind of at the top of her sock, but we aren't going to guess.
Nope. In a lot of pain, though.
Yep. Freshman out of California. Training staff. So Friend still on her back with the training staff tending to her.
Well, we talk about injuries. You know, every team, for the most part, has been plagued with injuries in this conference right now. And some of the top players, you look at Gonzaga, Trong has been out. Haley Andrews here at Portland, the two top teams in the conference. Two of the best players returning from last year.
Friend is in a ton of pain, the freshman. You know, she started some 6 games. Today marks her 7th start. She's got the really good range. You know, Pepperdine with the injuries have had to kind of throw this kid into the fire and put her into a starting role, and she's responded so well. But walking gingerly with the aid of the trainers off the floor.
Well, at least she's able to put a little bit of weight on it. That's a positive sign.
Remember, no Allie Stedman. She's been out basically since January 5th, their leading scorer. Teresa Grace and Banifo, this is only her 2nd game since missing a bunch with the knee injury as well. And now Friend will go to the end of the bench and get tended to. Here comes the Pilot Heat. Waba. Bruno hawks her. Jane puts the shoulder down and gets across that midcourt line.
Ooh, big screen.
And the drought continues. Offensive rebound, though. Walls just flips it up. Waba keeps battling. My goodness, that's unlucky for Pepperdine.
Gosh, 3 chances there. 0 of 11 right now in this span of not being able to score, and now we've got another player down. I didn't see it.
Nope, so action away from the ball. Neither one of us saw it as we were following the ball, and near the hash mark, you know, the injury happened.
I think she took an elbow. I think she took an elbow to the face there on the MJ Bruno's down right now with an elbow, I think, to the face. And they'll take a look at it here, but she's in a lot of pain as well.
So it was Waba's elbow that caught Bruno. You know, Waba went over and, you know, said something sportsmanlike to Bruno, but got her somewhere in the face is what we're told.
Yeah, I think it was an inadvertent either coming back, you know, in transition.
Bruno, of course, dealing with that ankle injury that kept her out a few games, finally back into the rotation, feeling good about herself. But right now, she is feeling it.
Well, anytime you get hit in the head, too, they just want to be overcautious, make sure that, you know, you got your neck, you got all kinds of pieces that are a part of that one. Just got to be super careful, and officials are gonna take a look at it. I think it's just gonna be a basketball play, inadvertent, nothing malicious whatsoever.
Anthony Robinson and her crew will take a look at the monitor and see if they can tell if anything conclusive would say differently. 2:08 left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Pilots with the 14-point lead. It's their largest lead of the game.
And Pepperdine this quarter, I mean, really, we've talked about it. 0 of their last 11 from the field, haven't scored for a little bit over 7 minutes.
So Bruno, very slow to her feet, will walk off with assistance. MJ, the sophomore out of Spokane, missed those 6 games with the ankle injury and a little unsteady. walking off the floor, to be sure. One of the best defenders on this Pilot club, just never-ending motor.
We have a media timeout on the floor.
And we're going to take a quick media timeout. We're going to get an explanation from the officiating crew while Bruno gets looked at on the Portland Pilot sideline. We'll take a quick break and then explain exactly what the officials found when we come back. Pilots with the 14-point lead here in the third. .34, 2:08 left to go in the third quarter. The Pilots with the 14-point lead over Pepperdine. Physical game so far, Jennifer Mountain. We've had a couple of players go down. Nothing dirty, but just physical, and bodies are flying around.
Yeah, and that last one with Bruno, there was an inadvertent just contact, just basketball contact, so nothing's been upgraded at this point.
Obima, who had that scintillating first half, has been really quiet this second half. She's a rebound away from a double-double.
Well, you credit Portland's defense. I really feel like they've done a nice job of taking her away.
Fowler tries to go up and over Obima. She'd have none of it. Here's Walls. Nicely run on the fast break. The bucket is Mbanifo running the floor well.
Great job in transition, and if you're the Waves, that's exactly how you need to get yourself back in the ball game.
Breaks
get some turnovers.
Yeah, breaks a 7.5-minute drought. My goodness. Shearer, rimming out, board. Waba can sky. Lindsay flags down the miss on the Amosa effort. Meek. Frawley, so tough. Lindsay, there it is.
Well, that's all Keely Frawley right there. Going to the offensive glass, and that's a great time to shoot the three, is on the kick out.
Largest lead of the game now for the Pilots. You're looking at it, 51-36. After a really good first quarter, Pepperdine has gone cold this quarter, and it's killing them.
Yeah, and they've had some really good opportunities to score. They just haven't knocked them down. Here's the double team. Good hands by Fowler.
So the ball belongs to Pepperdine, but with only 5 seconds on the shot clock, as Burnham comes back onto the court for the Pilots. 5 on the shot clock for Pepperdine.
Well, Pepperdine's got to go quick here or create to the rim, and then Portland's going to have a last-second chance here. There's
Walls.
Yes, nice.
That was too easy.
Yep.
13 points now for Walls.
Oh, good hands.
Walls looked like she had a clean swipe from behind. Instead, she's going to be nicked for her third foul, team's fourth. A little break there for the Pilots.
Yeah, absolutely. Did a really good job of coming from behind.
So shot clock off, game clock a smidge over 11. Fowler. Boy, there's her fourth triple. We'll see if the basket is good. So if that does count, Fowler with the career tying fourth triple.
And I think they're going to count the bucket.
All right.
Basket is good, and there's going to be a foul on Waba.
Wow. Well, three fouls on Waba. That's just a huge turn of events. And if you're a Pilot fan, you're thinking 5-point play.
Well, absolutely. Waba just can't believe that she got called for that foul with Burnham battling down low. But again, I mean, you see the momentum shift a tiny bit where Pepperdine has a little bit of success, and then down here you give up a 5-point play going into the fourth quarter. That's a big change of events right there.
So Fowler now with 22 points. This Pilot club has been shooting really well from beyond the arc in conference play, and Fowler is one of them, and today she has been on fire.
Just tremendous. 4 of 7 from the three-point line. And it's the confidence in which she's shooting. Like I said, she's looking to shoot the three. You know, I would say, again, a month and a half ago, that's not a shot she was looking for. She was pretty much scoring down lower in the mid-range area. And right now, she becomes even harder to guard because she can extend the defense, and then your guards go post up down low.
7th 20-point game for Alex Fowler. First free throw by Burnham, a good shooter from the charity stripe. And if you're Pepperdine, you're chin to chest. You are really bummed the way this third quarter went. 56-38, a 5-point play to end the third quarter for the Pilots.
Well, when you go in a scoring drought like they did in 2 of 14 from the field, they're going to find yourself in a deficit. And Portland, credit their defense, making it very tough, but a lot of different looks just in and out for the Waves, and Portland did a nice job on the offensive end.
Again, it's the Alex Fowler show, 22 points. She's got 4 triples. That ties a career high, and we still have another quarter to go. Start of the fourth quarter just moments away. Portland with a huge lead over Pepperdine, 56-38. Brenna Green has got injury updates from both camps. Brenna?
First of all, for Pepperdine, Friend not going to be returning in this contest. For UP, I ran into MJ Bruno. She was coming out of the back. She gave me a big smile and a laugh when I asked her, is she good to go? She said, yeah, we'll see if she re-enters this game. The Pilots might not need her at this point, but sounds like everything is all good to go there. Back to you guys.
Way to cover some real estate, Brenna. Thank you for that update. Fourth quarter underway. Pilots with the healthy lead. Frigid shooting by Pepperdine, hurting the cause in that third quarter. Pilots open the frame with a turnover. Tell you what, though, turnovers, Portland has been taking care of the basketball tonight. Only 7 miscues at this point.
Yeah, really clean so far. And again, credit their defense of just taking Pepperdine out of rhythm after that first quarter.
Double-double. You got to love that for Obima. More offensive rebounding, this time on the weak side, it's Waba.
Well, you got to put a body on somebody, and that's going to be the philosophy in this fourth quarter is just go get it if
Waba.
you're Pepperdine.
Yeah, and Waba all over Fowler. Meek almost loses it. Waba hustling. Shear rimming out. Good board by Amosa, the sophomore out of California, has been a force down low. Deep, deep, deep take is Walls. She's having herself a game, 15 now.
Again, just a great little crossover. She sees the floor so well and a nice little pull-up.
The block is going to go against Mbanafo. That's her second, team's first. Frawley back on the floor. Cochran will join the fray as well for the Pilots. Again, Lucy Cochran playing for the first time since that foot injury that happened against Washington State on December 7th. Great to have one of the best shot blockers and rim protectors in the game across the country back on the Pilot floor. Cutter, Cochran, she scores! First points of the game for Cochran. That's gotta feel good.
Okay.
Fowler having herself a game with another assist, that time to the cutting Cochran. Burnham, by the way, with her third foul. We're early in the fourth and final period, unless Pepperdine pulls off some heroics and forces OT. Waba. Nothing there from the outside.
Well, again, another offensive board.
Walls gives it up. Now Brody, mid-range. Waba. Boy, Jane has just been relentless on the boards, hasn't she?
Amazing, just absolutely amazing.
Portland fouls number 12, Alex Fowler, her second.
So Fowler picks up her second, team's second. Now you got to credit a player like Waba the junior. All the youngsters are watching how she's going to conduct herself and play in this game that looks seemingly over. She has not stopped.
Not at all. We got a couple scores around the league today. Right now, Gonzaga 51, LMU 41 in the fourth quarter. USD over Pacific in the fourth quarter, 59-51, and in the third, BYU 35 over St. Mary's 30.
Got to hand it to BYU.
Yep.
You know, they've just gotten stronger and stronger during conference play. Walls extra pass, and just like that, you've got a Pepperdine club shooting and scoring at the rim.
That's the thing, they're breaking them down, and they're, you know, offensive board second chances, giving themselves a chance in this game. There's a lot of time left.
Oh, there's a ton of time. And what was looking like a fat lead for Pepperdine, and Fowler saves the day. It looked like the fat lead for the Pilots, and now Fowler with her 24th points keeps the Pepperdine Wave team at bay.
Well, you don't want to take your foot off the gas here if you're Portland. You want to keep doing what was working because this Pepperdine squad is not going to quit.
Cochran affecting that shot. Nice job, Amosa. Another offensive rebound. And Banifo. Brody will go to the line. Nice cut by the freshman out of Missouri.
I mean, 16-0 boards if you're Pepperdine right now.
So Lindsay picks up that foul, her second, team's third. Pepperdine, one of the better rebounding teams in the conference, and they average 12 offensive rebounds a game. They are taking that to new heights today.
Oh, they sure are. Right now, they lead 35-21 in the rebounding category.
Brody, 6'3" freshman, again out of Missouri. Gets one of two. Cochran comes up with it. Waba all over her. Shear. Ball fake, now Cochran.
Good patience.
Plenty of time on the shot clock. Now down to 6. There's the pick from Fowler. Well, you know, Pepperdine goes underneath that pick and Lindsay hurts you.
Well, you just can't do that on a three-point shooter, and that's her bread and butter, is she's a shooting guard. You cannot go underneath that screen.
Brody underneath. Foul's gonna go against Cochran. Her first, team's fourth.
Walls, again, just doing a great job of breaking down the defense, finding her down low.
Lindsay with the 3 long balls. That ties a career high. And Lindsay having herself a game off the bench.
Well, and that's exactly what you need when you have one of your best players out with an injury. Again, it's by committee, people stepping up, and you don't need somebody really going off for 30, but you need people scoring 4 to 6 points that maybe don't on a regular basis.
So Walls trying to tie up Fowler. Instead of a jump ball called, Walls will be nicked for her 4th foul. 63-48, 5:25 left to go in the 4th quarter. Pilots took over in the 2nd frame and have never looked back. Dumps it inside. Fowler steps back. Fowler and one! Invites the contact, so focused. She's got 26 and counting.
Oh, just a great job of getting position down low, keeping somebody on her back, and a good feed by Frawley.
Brody with that foul. And watch just so patient, J-Mo.
I think she even surprised herself that one went in.
Can't complete the 3-point play, but still, Fowler with 26 points. The reigning WCC player of the week, 7th 20-point game of this season. Double figures in every game but one is Fowler, just the model of consistency.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and she's so efficient. I mean, 10 of 14 from the field. Doesn't take bad shots.
Waba, gosh, she's tough.
She really is. I mean, athletically, my goodness.
My goodness is right, and Fowler picks up her 3rd, team's 5th, and Waba just will not go away. But the lead belongs to the Pilots. Just under 5 minutes to go in the 4th period. 65-48, Portland with the lead. Alex Fowler, 26 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Pay to watch her play every day. 65-48, Portland leading Pepperdine by a bunch. Alex Fowler again as she chases the Pilot D1 all-time scoring record. Nearing that, J-Mo, has been sensational.
Oh my gosh, I mean, you look at her line, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and doing it all in all areas. And, you know, the thing about it is you talk to Coach Meek about selflessness, and she's not that kid that, you know, is got the personality that's just all over the place. She's just as solid, she's quiet, and does her job. But I'll tell you, she is hard to stop.
Remember, she had 2 points in the first quarter. 2 points. Yeah. And look at her line now. She came into this game needing 36 points to become Portland's career leader in points in the D1 era. Well, she's sitting on 26.
Yep. You never know.
Well, the way she scores and her three-point shooting, another double-figure three-point game for the Portland Pilots. They are just getting so much better, especially in conference play from long range.
Well, and you look at that and you look at the results that they're having, and obviously a ton of success. 8-1 right now. Only lost to number 1 Gonzaga in the conference. And travel. Well, you start hitting shots from the perimeter, it opens everything up. And, you know, Coach Meek has talked to us about this over and over again, how he really felt that he has kids that really can shoot the basketball at a high clip. They just weren't for whatever reason. And right now their hard work is really paying off from this in the last few weeks here.
You could just see the confidence when they let those balls fly from distance.
Well, they're just shooting in a better rhythm, too. You get confidence, you see that ball go down the hole, and they just have done a terrific job of sharing the basketball.
Whistle blows that play dead. Foul is going to go against Lindsay, her third. Team's fifth. Mike Meek going for his 300th coaching victory in the college ranks. Remember, just extraordinary success at George Fox on the D3 level. Extraordinary before Scott Lakem, with one of his best hires ever, brought him to the Bluff. So a win tonight will give Mike his 300th career coaching victory. That's impressive.
It's really impressive. I mean, everything that he did at George Fox, obviously, but then the culture that he's creating here and the success that they're having has just been tremendous. You know, Pepperdine went on a little bit of a run here, but again, almost a 3-minute drought without a field goal.
Obima with the double-double. You gotta love her game. She scores about 5 points a game. She gives you 11 tonight and counting, and then the 10 boards. And can't get that one at the rim. There's the run out by Burnham and scores. She goes flying, nothing called against Waba. 12 now for Burnham over her seasonal average of 11. Walls just continues to keep grinding. She'll go to the line. Love her game. Shearer picks up her fourth.
Yeah, she's had a really good second half of creating not only for herself but for her teammates. Again, Pepperdine really, struggling to score the basketball, but she's put them in a position to get quality looks.
So Walls right now sitting on 15 points. You know, and again, in the Patriot League with Bucknell, Walls, who transfers to Pepperdine after 4 years with Bucknell, she was a defender, she was a distributor. No 20-point games last year. Well, she's got 4 of them this year. And she's knocking on the door again. 17 points here for Walls.
Well, and that's what Pepperdine needs from her. They need her to be a scoring threat, especially with low in numbers, with people with injuries. And I think she's kind of embraced that role and really done a nice job with it.
Samia on the floor now for the Portland Pilots. Malika, the freshman out of New Zealand. Kaitu back on the floor for the Pilots as well. Samia cutting. One on the shot clock for Frawley. Shot clock violation Fowler to the bench. Would you imagine with the 26 points, J-Mo, that she is finished for the night?
I would expect she's done for the night, yeah. She's had a great offensive performance, and you certainly don't want to risk anything at this point.
Droughts have really killed the Pepperdine cause. You know, they've had some real positives. Their offensive rebounding has been something to behold. They battle, they fight, but you go on droughts like that.
Yep.
And against this kind of a club, you know, who's in contention for the WCC title, you forget about it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I agree. There's been a lot of positive moments and positive things that have happened. They just haven't been consistent, you know, throughout the game. And you just cannot, especially in this conference, day in and day out, you cannot go 4 or 5 minutes. They went 7 minutes in that third quarter without scoring.
Yeah.
You're going to be on the other end of that one.
Well,
and it's only a 15-point game.
So Walls continues to do the job. Now she's 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Rims out there.
Waba almost getting an offensive board right there off the free throw line.
So Fowler sitting right now with the 26 points to lead everybody. Remember, WCC Player of the Week. Well, I'm already casting a vote for her to get it again. We'll see how she does Saturday when next up for this Portland bunch is LMU here at the Chiles Center.
Pepperdine fouls number 13. Amosa, her first.
Amosa with her first, team's fourth. And it doesn't get any easier for Pepperdine as they go to Gonzaga next time out. But the Pilots looking to go to 9-1 in conference play and keep the heat on the Zags in terms of this regular season conference championship. And now everything coming to a halt with a lot of free throws.
Fouls on number 15, Becky Obima, her third.
Fouls and free throws, baby.
Yep.
Obima with her third.
Pilots, number 23, Yana Kaitu'u.
So here's Kaitu'u. How great was it to see Lucy Cochran back into the lineup, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just as she gets more minutes and gets comfortable, I mean, the rim protection, their defense completely changes with her in the ball game, and it's hard to get into a flow offensively and be productive when you get 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. But she's going to be an enforcer and a big part of them moving forward.
Walls somehow keeps the dribble alive and finds a wide open Obima. 13 points now for Obima. That is her season high.
Yeah, one of the big bright spots for this Waves team.
(68-55), under 2 to go. Still a very healthy lead if you're a Pilot fan. Things getting a little mucked up in the key. 3 on the shot clock for Samia. So shot clock violation, another one going against the Portland Pilots.
And I just think Portland Rice now is going a little too slow. You can get ball movement, not take a look at the rim. They've got to get ball movement and get quality shots.
Right now, Pepperdine looking at a season low in triples with just 1.
And really just haven't had too many looks at the three-point line.
Field goal percentage looks to be a season low as well for Pepperdine. All those scoring droughts. Walls flips it up. So another 20-point game for Walls. Her 5th of the season. She's terrific.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with her. I mean, we talk about the ability to get to the paint. Great hesitation, crossover, change of pace.
$1:05 left to go in the game. A game well in hand for the Pilots. Meek all the way to the rim and scores. McKell starting now for the injured Haley Andrews. She's got 5. Remember, Pepperdine had 2 6-point leads in the first quarter, led by a Singleton in the first quarter. But Portland took over in the second frame and has never looked back.
Yeah, I thought at the beginning of this game it was going to be a little bit different, just the way Pepperdine came out and threw that first punch. Portland responded, and again, second and third quarters been really good.
So Walls with 20-point games in both contests against the Pilots, but didn't have any help tonight. And Fowler, being Fowler, she with 20-point games when these two teams have met, but Alex to the tune of 26. Wow. Career high is 35 for Alex, if you're wondering. 1 point after 1 quarter for Fowler. And the rest of the game, how do you like me now?
Traveling violation.
Final seconds of the game here at the Chiles Center. Dominant performance after that first quarter by the Pilots. Brody can't get it home. And the crowd will let you know the result of this one. Counting it down. Final seconds.
Our final score tonight, the Portland Pilots.
And that'll do it.
And the Pepperdine Waves, 57.
Portland with the 70-57 victory over Pepperdine.
Well, I'll tell you, Alex Fowler was terrific offensively for the Pilots, but I felt like their defense coming out of halftime really changed things. Pepperdine struggled to score on the offensive end, and it was a great team effort. And you can see this team, even with Haley Andrews out, moving forward, getting better, and ready to push forward.
What does it tell you about this club? They've still got to be devastated and almost in a state of shock, losing Haley Andrews, blowing the same knee out again. What does it say about them able to win 3 straight?
Well, it's the depth in which they have on the bench. You know, people have stepped up. She was out at the beginning of the season, so I think that probably helped a little bit more than people realize. So they've had to play without her, the same group. This is a different team from last year. So they've had different roles, and you can see their roles. They're adjusting, they're accepting them, and people are stepping up with great individual performances. It's a great team effort. Again, they have so many different weapons, and people are going to need to step up in different areas.
Such an impressive performance by the Pilots. Team effort, but you can't help but tip your cap to the one and only Alex Fowler, filling up the stat sheet with the 26 points. And speaking of Alex, Brenna standing by with Fowler. Brenna?
Happy Australia Day to you, Alex Fowler. 15 points in that second quarter. What is it like when you're out there and it just feels like you can't miss?
I mean, it's a credit to my team and my coaches. Like, they have really good plays set up for me to get the ball. And again, like, the team just find a way to get it to me, and I give credit to them for that.
One of the things that was so striking about that second quarter was your three-point shooting. 3 threes in that second quarter. All of a sudden, you're nailing threes. What does that feel like for you as well?
I'm loving it because I've just put in so much work on the off season. If you saw me my freshman year, I was airballing threes, so I'm really happy with how far I've come, and I'm really happy with it.
You guys get another big win here tonight. What is it like going out there and being able to keep up this level of play without Haley by your side?
It's a big change, and it's really upsetting to lose Haley. She's such a great player, such a great team leader. She's still with us. She's more like a coach now for us, and you know, we've got players that have to step up. We've got Kelsey stepping up, we've got Mikkel stepping up, we've got Malika stepping up. So all these players are having to step up and make new adjustments, and I think they're doing a great job.
What's on the line for you this next game? You're 10 points away from breaking that UP all-time scoring record. How does that feel?
That's scary. That's amazing, though. Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, finally, I mentioned it was Australia Day. Explain Australia Day and what's your favorite thing about Australia Day?
About Australia?
Australia Day.
I love being around my family. I wish I was with them today, especially. We just like to hang out and just do a little bit of family stuff. But I know they're watching right now, so hi, Mom and Dad.
Hi, Mom and Dad. All right, back to you guys.
Thank you, Brenna, and thank you, Alex. All right, that's a wrap from the Bluff. Portland defeating Pepperdine 70-57. Alex Fowler, 26 points and all those triples. All right, Portland defeating the Waves for the 8th time in the last 9 matchups. Mike Meek wins number 300 as a college coach. Big, big, big victory for the Pilots. They go to 9-1 in WCC play, still in the race. For Jennifer Mountain and Brenna Green, I'm Ann Schott saying so long from the Child Center. Loved having you with us tonight, as always. All right, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy your weekend. LMU next up for the Pilots. Good night, everybody.